Hey guys, this is Spencer from RPG Archive, and today I'm going to answer questions about Chrono Trigger that people are searching through Google. Chrono Trigger is like my favorite game ever, so I figured why not just answer as many questions as I can about it to help people understand the series. And if this works, I'll do it for some other things like Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, etc. Some of these are kind of an opinion, so take it for what you will. Other things are more factual, and then if I screw something up, it's because I didn't remember right now. But here are a bunch of things about Chrono Trigger. All right, first one is, was Chrono Trigger on PS1? Yes, it actually was. It was part of, I think, the chronology or anthology, one of those. Look it up. It's on the PS1. It's packaged with, I think, Final Fantasy 6 or 4 or one of those. But on the PS1. So it came out after the Super Nintendo version. It was originally on the Super Nintendo, but it has anime cutscenes. That's what get added to it. So it's a pretty cool thing. I wouldn't recommend playing it. It has load times, but in general, it's still the great Chrono Trigger experience that you're used to. So yes, Chrono Trigger was on the PlayStation 1. All right, next up we have, was Chrono Trigger released in Europe? I have no idea. I don't think so though. I think it was North America, and then maybe later was released in Europe through other releases like mobile. Maybe the DS one was, maybe probably not the PS1, because I think a lot of those PS1 ones were not released overseas. So I don't know officially on that one, but I would guess no. Was Chrono Trigger on GBA? No, it was a remastered, a downgraded almost version of it was released on the Nintendo DS. That's my ideal way to play it. I know it's not perfect because it's downscaled and the sound isn't as good, but I loved Chrono Trigger on the go, and I like the way that the dual screen enhances it, and it has all the cutscenes. So not on the GBA, on the DS. Was Chrono Trigger on SNES? Yes, this is where it first released, on the Super Famicom / on the Super Nintendo. This is probably technically the best version. So I recommend playing it there if you can. Although, like I said before, I personally prefer it on the DS because I like it on the go and I like the DS enhancements. But the SNES actually has better graphics, better sound, and there are some changes that were made later to the localization. So that if you want the original localization by Ted Woolsey, that's the version you would get it on. Was Chrono Trigger on PSP? I don't think so, although you could maybe through like a release of that PlayStation 1 version, and then maybe the Vita would have that as well. So in that way, yes, but not like specifically a PSP version. I'm not sure 100% on that one. Was Chrono Trigger an anime? Not an anime that was like released to like as a TV show or anything, or as like a long form movie, but I will say that it was released. There was like a short YouTube clip. It wasn't released on YouTube, but you can find it on YouTube. It's like the beginning of Chrono Trigger as told through like it's the Millennial Fair story, but told with weird characters. Like I think Specchio and Gato is in it, and you'll see the characters briefly, if I recall. And Johnny's in it too. Really fun to watch if you're a fan of the game, but no real anime. And of course, there are anime cutscenes added to the PlayStation 1 version that carried over to the DS and modern mobile versions. But there should be an anime, and I might actually watch that if it came out, because I don't like anime. Was Chrono Trigger good? Yes. It's actually, I think it's the best game ever made. It's my favorite game. It holds a lot personally to me, so that could easily affect it. But I do think it, regardless of if my specialty in it, I think it is a fantastic game, and anybody that likes RPGs, JRPGs should play it. You'll love it. Is Chrono Trigger on Switch? No, I figured they would announce that for this last Nintendo Direct, but they didn't. I assumed just like easy enough they could just port it over, just like they did to mobile and to Steam, but they didn't. And it would be a really easy win for like the 30th 20th anniversary, whatever it is. Oh well, missed opportunity. Is Chrono Trigger turn-based? Yes and no. You can have two different combat modes for it. You can have an active or a wait option. They're technically both the same thing, but the active does require you to make decisions quickly, because it has an active battle bar, kind of like a Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VI. I'm just listing Final Fantasies of that era. So it has that, but you can also change it to wait, so that when the bar fills up, you can take your time to pick each move. So in that way, it's a little bit of both. So if you're scared about turn-based versus active, but still turn-based, you get the best of both worlds. So there you go. Is Chrono Trigger hard? I would say it's not the most difficult. It's somewhere in the middle. The key is in the second half. I don't want to spoil anything, but the second half, it opens up quite substantially, and you really need to do everything in the second half. And if you do that, not really that hard. If you don't do that, you're going to have a hard time beating the final boss. So that's a bunch of stuff about Chrono Trigger from Google. Really like rocketed through this, so hopefully you got what you needed. And if you liked it, let me know in the comments below. Give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time.